My mom really had the task of raising myself and my two sisters kind of by herself, and she was always, I think, a little bit worried about me. I was the youngest of three kids and the only boy, and prone to getting in more trouble than I probably should have. The YMCA provided positive role models for me in places that I could go and have good positive experiences. After you got to be too old to go to the summer program, I had an opportunity to become a junior leader. I thought that would be really cool to do. I saw how the junior leaders work with young people, and I really wanted to do that. And I have this distinct memory of waiting by the phone the night that they were supposed to make the decision. It was probably the first time in my life that I wanted something that I had very little control over. It was quite late, as I recall, when the phone finally rang, and it was the executive director of the Kamaki YMCA, and he said, show up the next day, you're going to start your training to be a junior leader. And I was just ecstatic. Being a junior leader is probably the first time that I was ever asked to have any kind of real responsibility for others. For the first time in my life that there was some real purpose for me to be there. I think that a lot of that comes out of the training development experiences I had at the YMCA. When you go to the YMCA as a young person or even as a member, you don't always realize just how big an organization is, what it takes to run that organization. That doesn't just happen. That happens because of leadership, and that happens because you have a strong organizational structure. The opportunities that you do get to spend time with the young people, they're few and far between. But when you get that chance, well, it sure is energizing and makes you remember what you're here for. Being part of a formal program like the summer program, moving into leadership opportunities like junior leadership, it really helped to shape the way that I try to go about my business today in a lot of ways. I think my philosophy has always been that participation is better than not, but leadership is really where the rubber meets the road. I really think that leadership provides the leverage that allows us to serve our missions. We know that we have great difficulty touching every single individual in our community, but in creating leaders, we can create young people who then can go on and touch a few more in their community, and so on and so on. That's how we change our community, and that's how we change the world. And I know in my heart of hearts that the YMCA is one of those places that will help prepare those leaders for our future.
In our hands we hold the future for the many beneath us, because in this program, we are the dream.